BeyondATC connected.
Welcome to Flight 15. We will shortly be ready for boarding. Please remain seated at the gate area and await further announcements.
Questions. Advise on initial contact you have information tangu. Changi Airport information tangu. One 705 Zulu. Wind one niner 0 at 5. Visibility one 0 miles or more. Fuel clouds at 1,800. Sailing 16,000 broken. Temperature 26. Dew point 23. Range on 0 on 2. For conditions. Landing and departing runway 20 center. Transition level on 30. Read back all hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact you have information tangu. Changi Airport information tangu. One 705 Zulu. Wind one niner 0 at 5. Visibility on 0 miles or more. Fuel clouds at 1,800. Ceiling 16,000 broken. Temperature 26. Dew point 23. Range one 0 one 2. For conditions. Landing and departing runway 20 center. Transition level on 30. Read back all hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact you have information tangguh. Changi Airport information tangguh. One 705 Zulu. Wind one niner 0 at 5. Visibility on 0 miles or more. Fuel clouds at 1,800. Ceiling 16,000 broken. Temperature 26. Dew point 23. Range one 0 one 2. For conditions. Landing and departing runway 20 center. Transition level on 30. Read back all hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact you have information tangguh.
Singapore 306 Heavy, ready to pick up EFA clearance to Heathrow. Singapore 306 Heavy, Singapore delivery, expect runway 20 center, Masbo Vive Bravo departure. Squawk Vive 004. Masbo Vive Bravo departure. Squawk Vive 004. Singapore 306 Heavy. Singapore 306 Heavy, red back correct. Contact ground 121.72 when ready for push or start. Ground 121.72 when ready, Singapore 306 Heavy. Speedbird 150 Heavy, Singapore delivery, thanks for information Tango, expect runway 20 center, Ibut 1 Bravo departure. Squawk 6 Speedbird 150 Heavy, red back correct. Contact ground 121.725 when ready for pushback or engine start.
We'll contact ground 121.725 when ready for pushback or engine start. Speedbird 15 Heavy. Thanks.
Singapore 306 Heavy, taxi for departure.
Singapore 306 Heavy, runway 20 center taxi via uniform 2, Whiskey Alpha, November Charlie 3, Echo November.
Runway 20 center taxi via uniform 2 Whiskey Alpha, November Charlie 3, Echo November, Singapore 306 Heavy.
Advise on initial contact you, have information tango. Changi Airport information tango. One 705 Zulu. Wind one niner 0 active. Visibility one 0 miles or more. Fuel clouds at 1,800. Sailing 16,000 broken. Temperature 26. Dew point 23. Range one 0 one 2. For conditions. Landing and departing runway 20 center. Transition level on 30. Read back all hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact you, have information tango. Changi Airport information tango. One 705 Zulu. Wind one niner 0 active. Visibility one 0 miles or more. Fuel clouds at 1,800. Sailing 16,000 broken. Temperature 26. Singapore 306 Yavi, contact Singapore Tower one exit decimal 25.
Over to Tower 118 decimal 25, Singapore 306 Heavy, have a good evening.
All aircraft be advised information uniform no children, can one 0 one 2.
aboard this British Airways flight. Please place your large bags into the overhead compartments and keep your smaller items underneath the seat in front of you. Once you have stowed your bags, please take your seat and keep the aisle clear for all remaining customers to board. If you need any assistance, please ask a member of the crew. Thank you.
Scooter 898 Heavy, at gate 144, request pushback and engine start.
Scooter 898 Heavy, Singapore Ground, pushback approved. Face northwest.
Pushback approved, face northwest, Scooter 898 Heavy. Scooter 898 Heavy, ready to taxi to DATV.
Scooter 898 Heavy, runway 20 center taxi via November 3, November Charlie 3, Echo November.
Runway 20 center taxi via November 3, November Charlie 3, Echo November, Scooter 898 Heavy.
Slaughter eket nine eket heavy. Contact Singapore Tower one eket decimal to vive. Have a good evening.
Contact Tower 118 decimal to vive, Scooter 898 heavy.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Speedbird 15 Heavy, Gate 168. Request pushback and engine start.
Speedbird one 5 heavy. Singapore ground. Pushback and engine start approved. Fast sudah.
Pushback approved. Face southeast. Speedbird 15 Heavy.
Locking gear. Release parking brakes, please. Commencing push. All engines are clear. Start at will.
Doors to automatic and cross-check. We are now going to take you through the safety procedures of this aircraft. We would appreciate your full attention even if you were a frequent flyer. A safety card is in your seat pocket and highlights important safety information specific to this aircraft type, such as exit routes, oxygen masks, life jackets, and brace position. All exits are clearly marked and are being pointed out to you now. Low-level lighting will guide you to an exit. Please be aware that your nearest exit may be behind you. In an emergency, leave all luggage on board. Opening the doors automatically inflates the evacuation slides. High-heeled shoes must be taken off as they may tear the slide. Your seatbelt is fastened, adjusted and released as shown. It must be fastened whenever the seatbelt signs are on. We recommend you keep it fastened and visible at all times. If the cabin air supply fails, masks will drop from above you. If you are wearing a face mask, This should be removed before putting on an oxygen mask. Stay in your seat and pull a mask towards you. Place the mask over your mouth and nose and breathe normally, adjusting the band to secure it. Please note that the bag may not inflate. Put on your own mask before helping others. If required, remove the life jacket from its container. Put over your head. Pass the tapes around your waist, clip the buckle and pull the strap to adjust. Only when outside the aircraft, inflate by pulling the red toggle. Blow into the tube if it fails to inflate or needs topping up. There is a light and whistle to attract attention. We also carry flotation aids for children. All personal devices should now be in flight safe mode or turned off. Larger devices, including laptops, must be stowed in your luggage for takeoff and landing. If you lose an electronic device within your seat or your device is warm or starts producing smoke, please alert a crew member. Please ensure that your seat is upright, your tray table is stowed, and all luggage is stowed under the seat in front of you or in the overhead compartments. Smoking, including e-cigarettes, vaping, and the use of other smoking devices, is not permitted at any time. This includes the toilets, which are fitted with smoke detectors. If you have any questions, please ask a crew member. Thank you for your attention, and we wish you a great flight with British Airways.
Runway 20 center taxi via Papa 5, Papa 1, November Charlie 3, Echo November, Speedbird 15 Heavy.
Singapore 346 Yavi, taxi for departure.
Singapore 346 Yavi, runway
Cabin
20
secure.
center taxi via uniform ONE, Whiskey Alpha, November Charlie 3, Echo November.
Runway 20 center taxi via uniform ONE, Whiskey Alpha, November Charlie 3, Echo November, Singapore 346 Yavi. Singapore 826 Heavy, at 855 request pushback and engine start.
Singapore X26 Yavi, Singapore Ground, pushback approved. Face northwest.
Pushback approved, face northwest, Singapore 826 Heavy.
All aircraft be advised information Victor no current, 10 one 0 one.
Connie 9705 Heavy, at ramp 89er, request pushback.
Johnny 9705 Heavy, Singapore Ground, pushback and engine start approved. Face west.
Pushback approved, face west, Connie 9705 Heavy.
We will be dimming the cabin lights. Please use the button in your seat area if you require additional light. Thank you.
Singapore 346 Heavy, contact Singapore Tower one 8.25.
Over to Tower one 8.25, Singapore 346 Heavy. Singapore 826 Heavy, request taxi to deactivate.
Singapore 826 Heavy, runway 20 center taxi via uniform 2, Whiskey Alpha, November Charlie 3, Echo November.
Runway 20 center taxi via uniform 2, Whiskey Alpha, November Charlie 3, Echo November, Singapore 826 Heavy.
Connie 9705 Heavy, request taxi.
Speed on 5 Heavy, contact Singapore Tower on 8.25.
Contact Tower 118.25, Speedbird 15 Heavy. Bye-bye. Speedbird 15 Heavy, ready to go, runway 20 center.
Speedbird 15 Heavy, runway 20 center, line up and wide.
Line up and wait, runway 20 center, Speedbird 15 Heavy.
Speedbird 15 Heavy, Singapore Tower, wind 200 at 5, runway 20 center, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 20 center, cleared for takeoff, Speedbird 15 Heavy.
Singapore 346 Heavy, contact Singapore departure 120.3. Contact Singapore departure on 20.3, Singapore 346 Heavy.
Contact Singapore departure 120.3, Speedbird 15 Heavy. Singapore departure, Speedbird 15 Heavy, 2,400 feet.
Just a reminder that smoking is not permitted at any time, and keeping your seatbelt fastened whenever seated is recommended. Seatbelts must be fastened whenever the seatbelt sign is on. Please take care when using the overhead compartments, as items may move and could fall out. If there is anything we can do to make your flight more comfortable, please ask a member of the crew.
0, Scooter Oscar Foxtrot November Heavy.
Hello, it's Fiona.
Hello, it's the captain. Please don't disturb us until further notice. Singapore departure. Connie 9705 Heavy, 700 feet.
Connie 9705 Heavy, Singapore departure, identified, clean to flight level 190.
Climb to flight level 190. Connie 9705 Heavy.
Singapore departure, Singapore 826 Heavy, 700 feet. Singapore 826 Heavy, Singapore departure, good evening, identified, clean to flight level 180. Clean to flight level 180, Singapore 826 Heavy. Speed Beard 150 Heavy, contact Singapore Center 123.7.
Speed Oni 50 Heavy, Singapore Center, good evening, identified, clean betul flight level 370.
We are now starting our in-flight bar service. We have a range of drinks and snacks available. Take a look at your menu card for today's options.
center, Asiana 753 heavy, good evening, 900 feet.
Asiana 753 heavy, Singapore Center, identified, continue climb to one 3000 feet, 10 one 0 one.
Continue climb to 3000 feet, QNH1011, Asiana 753 heavy.